Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Hello, ladies. I take offense to that. So I found out one of my long-term friends is in love with me, or so he says. We've known each other almost 15 years, and I've always known him to be straight. He's a charming...
Oh, this is a dude?
Yeah. That's why he called it ladies. That's why I was like, I'm offended.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm not really, but, you know, just to throw that out there.
Partially.
Yeah. That's when people like, when you go to the door and someone opens the door and they're like, ladies first, I always go, thanks. You know what I mean? Who do you think you're insulting right now by holding the door open for me? He's a charming, good-looking guy and has had many girls over the years. Last week was up on all-night sessions on gear and booze when he decided to take his shot and confess his love for me. I rejected him at the time, thinking he's just horny and wants a ride, but he struck out earlier that evening with a lady. However, saying this, it has made me curious, and I've had a few thoughts about him since. We haven't talked at all, and it's kind of awkward in our group chat. Should I talk to him, and should I risk it and potentially ruin a long-term friendship? This is interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting conversation because it's like, we're not gay, but I love this question.
Yeah.
So I hope we're not going to, like, if we say anything that's offensive, we don't mean it.
We don't mean to, yeah. Let's put in a little fucking disclaimer out there before the commenters come after us.
We're just trying to do our best. I think that's really
for me,
right?
Like, yeah.
If I come out to you when we're drunk and I think to myself, because we're both drunk and we're both straight, I'm like, right, when we're pissed, I can play this off as me being drunk if he react well. Yeah, if he rejects me. And then I can just be like, I don't remember it because I was off my nut.
Yeah,
that's the way I'm thinking about it, right? Like, so it's hard.
I don't know. It's because he's making a move as well. It's like it's a bit strange. Like, I think our listener could be right. I think the person could have been pissed and horny.
Yeah, because
on gear.
If I'd struck out back in the day and I was on gear, I definitely would have probably been like, all right, mate.
Tried to do something.
Yeah. For sure. We had a listener that was like, I'm not gay, but if I'm not getting lucky, I sleep with men. I'm like, fair play, mate. Good on you.
Then you're bi. That's what you are.
Well, yeah, technically you are bi, yeah. Should he talk to him, though, about it?
I think he should discuss what happened. I don't think, I don't know, unless he genuinely has feelings already that he only managed to fucking display when he was pissed and on loads of drugs, then that will come up in the conversation. But I don't think it's anything that you should pursue with a friend. But I've done this before. I've said no to the friend zone and stay in the friend zone, and it's panned out for people. So I don't know. I just know what guys are like, and I just think a guy up all night, got turned down by a girl earlier, saw no other options, and then knew that like this guy's gay, and thought, oh, he might be up for something, and tried his luck, and that's what I feel as though happened. But I don't know the situation.
But I think when he's like confessing his love for him, but then that is a guy thing, right? To be like, I love you.
Yeah, you would say anything.
Yeah, it's hard. I remember like watching. There was a documentary about a football player. That I can't remember what happened. Went into prison and killed himself or something. But it turned out that when he was younger, like he was having like a thing with a bloke, and then because he was in football, he like married. He
was so frowned upon.
Had kids, yeah, and like it never came up until he died, which makes me think it's a bit sus anyway. Because if someone dies and you're suddenly like, well, he was gay, I'm thinking, well, he can't defend himself now, can he?
No, and you're essentially like questioning his personality.
Yeah, but then this is what makes me think about this guy, right? Like, if he's always had loads of women, I mean, normally that's a sign that he's like struggling. Like, if he's not dating anyone, he's just with loads of different women,
Yeah,
and then they come out and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know how to say it."
yeah, very much so. I think, and like if we live in a world now where you're not really restrained by like being just gay or being like bi or being whatever. Like you could just sleep with whoever you want.
Mm,
So it might even be that this guy is not even thinking of it in that way. That he's like came out to him.
mm.
He might just be thinking, "I'm trying it on because I have sex with whoever."
Yeah, it's definitely an
I
interesting
think it's
one.
more complicated because they're friends.
Yeah, yeah.
If they wasn't friends and he was like a random straight guy coming onto him, then he would be like, right, well, I have to now make a decision. I can imagine it happens with a lot of guys. There'll be like a guy that's always acted straight to them, and then all of a sudden wants to try it.
Mm.
I can imagine that happens all the time.
I think I think if you're friends with someone, is it easier to see if they're gay and they don't want to come out? I,
I don't know.
it's a very. I like questions like this.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's like because I don't really know and I know from like a straight point of view, like if the listener was like a girl and this guy's guy and he's like, "I love you," I'm like, "Yeah, he's just trying to fuck you." But like,
Yeah,
there's so many because it's not frowned upon to be gay, but a lot of people find themselves over like over showing themselves to be straight. That when it comes to the point where they're like, "Oh no, I'm gay," you're like, "Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense."
yeah. They're compensating
Yeah,
because they don't really know what's going
they
on.
don't want their
I
friends to
think
see.
they're like there's a lot more gay people in this world than we know of because a lot of guys still, even to this day, like look at Philip Schofield, kept it pretty much. He was married and had kids and
Mm,
stuff. He didn't really keep show that side of him to anyone for years and years and years. But then when you look back, it's obvious.
mm.
And like he was like pursuing stuff in the end with a much younger guy, so that's a bit like fucking weird. But it was like, um, you just gotta like, I don't know. I would have to discuss it because that because you're in the same friendship group. Obviously, don't discuss it in front of the friendship group, but like discuss it with the guy
Mm,
because um, it's going to create like a weird atmosphere because you both know what happened,
mm,
but no one said anything. And even if it just something gets said and you just leave it as, oh, now we're mates. Sorry, I was a bit pissed and was doing this or doing that.
mm.
Or yeah, I do have feelings for you. I always have, etc., etc. Then that's a different road you go down, and that's your next email.
Yeah. Telling us what the fuck we're supposed to say. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I agree. I would definitely be way too curious just to not leave it.
yeah. I'd have to know.
I think as well, like in a way, if I was if I was gay and I thought to myself, here's my chance to do it, and then it just to be either ignored or rejected is a really sort of like damaging thing for someone.
Yeah, it could be
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Like if you've taken that opportunity to come, not to come out to, but to be like, I want to explore this, and then it to be either ignored or rejected, it sort of almost puts you back a step.
Yeah, and the longer it stays like that as well, like the more awkward it becomes. I feel as well.
Yeah, because I don't think it's an easy. I don't like anyone that comes out. I don't think it's an easy feat, and I never would throw that in someone's face, or you know what I mean. So yeah, I would say like in a private, just be like, look, I want to talk about what's happened last night. This would be like a one-time conversation, and if you want to say it was nothing or whatever like that, we'll never speak about it again. Just to, but then yeah, because if he is feeling something for you and he wants to come out and he wants to pursue that thing, I think that's definitely something to talk about. Even if it's just for you to say, look, we're friends, but thank you for coming out, just to show him that sort of like it's not bad thing for him to be gay, or
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I
Just
mean?
say like you're flattered, and unfortunately, like you're not what he's not what you're looking for at the time or whatever. But you're still going to be there as a friend. Like there's plenty of gay guys that are friends together still.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that would be what I would do. You know what I mean? Find out what was going on just for your own peace of mind, but then acknowledge the fact that he could possibly be gay. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like that conclusion to that email. Well done, straight people. Pat on the back.